Hey guys, welcome to another Ikigai podcast episode here today. It's number 15 and it is a Friday today. And again, it's also December, so woohoo! A December podcast. And yeah, it's been stressful as hell for these guys at least.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Brian here.
Yo, I didn't oversleep this time. Let's go.
That should not be a let's go.
I was just missing last time. You guys started the podcast. You're like, well, I don't know what I'm up to.
Oh yeah, right. You missed the last podcast.
Yeah.
I just hit the bed and I was dead.
Honestly,
Yeah,
how
you
many
did
times have you actually overslept? I feel like you do that a decent amount.
No. I feel like that was the only time I overslept for a podcast.
We have friends who oversleep, that's for sure, I think. I mean me, but you know.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was the only time I like missed it. Like I'm pretty sure what happened was I was on the bed and I was like, oh yeah, the podcast is in 15 minutes.
Ugh.
And then I just got I just wiped out afterward. And I woke up and it felt like the whole like scene from Skyrim where it's like finally awake. And I'm like, oh god, I saw the text and I was like, oh shit.
Ah shit. Jordan, is it done, guys? Yeah, we've
it's
been
like
done for an hour
dude,
now.
You missed the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
I
No,
think it's
finals-
better though if better than to like miss it than to be late in this case, right?
No, I feel like being late would just make it better.
I guess it would make it funny.
I mean,
yeah.
out of nowhere, be like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
But it's like
You're
there's less
"What?"
anxiety going in, right? Because you know it's already over. You can't do anything about it.
I don't know about that one. It would
Whereas
help us.
If you're late, you're just like, oh shit, I gotta get on, and then I have to. Oh, what's the topic, boys? You know?
No, you know me. I know you guys. I would just get on and be like, "Hey guys, I overslept.
That's
What's
true,
going on?"
yeah.
And then I'll be like, bruh. But
You were bruh anyway. That's
I
okay.
was, I'll be bruh no matter what happens.
All occasion,
Oh,
bro.
that's our
is the
producer.
Dude,
universal
holy
response.
shit. Did you guys hear that?
Hmm?
I swear I just
no.
heard myself squeak. I swear. I'm going crazy. Anyways, we
no.
gotta go on topic. We don't even have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of winging it to be honest. So
I mean, we always wing it. That's the thing.
Well,
Yeah.
besides like the last maybe 3 podcasts, I think.
That's
Yeah.
true, actually. Yeah.
So we're back. We're back to normal
winging
wing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
man, we are so goddamn tired.
I mean, yeah. No, finals week is coming up for the two of us.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
assuming
true.
midterms are for Kevin.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like the crazy
So-
thing is that like the main difference now is that there's well, first off, you're in college now. Second off, Brian, you're actually in school. You're in college now. So that's also hell. And then
Mhm.
I am a senior. I don't know what that equates to.
I mean,
Senior writers.
seniors have it. Well, senior writers, and also the fact that you're going to prepare to get into college. You know,
Mm.
so it's like.
I mean, it
Yeah.
all changes once you get into a college. You
Yeah.
just sit through this.
And
It's
then
actually
die.
been like super crazy for the last couple weeks for I think all of us, right? It's just so
Mm.
busy, like for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
like not for no reason, but like we
What kind of
set a
file,
lot of goals for ourselves, I guess, and a lot of objectives. Like
Uh-huh.
Thanksgiving break, we like wanted to celebrate a friend's birthday, and then we also wanted to go around with the Thanksgiving cards. I have a personal project. Kevin has a personal project. Definitely does with his compositions and just
What?
kind of
Oh,
studying
yeah.
music. It's like
Why do you say? Oh
We're-
yes, I'm laughing.
But it's like it's kind of funny because it's like that was all over Thanksgiving break, and now like as things are supposed to die down in December, it's just everything
Finals.
is just coming up. You know?
No,
It's,
I mean we had like a week of classes, and now next week is all finals for me. I don't know when yours started. It's just
mine have pretty much started, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
had one of mine today, and dare I say, I took an L. Holy!
Oh man, yikes.
I'm just hoping my class grade tanks most of it. 'Cause I actually did really well in class.
This is why it's
Yeah.
intro classes kind of suck because they really give you the hard stuff and you don't know what you're getting into or what to expect in a way. But as you like get on with it and like start to pick more familiar classes and stuff like that,
Uh,
Kanda, it gets easier, because you're more familiar with it. Because literally, the only classes I picked are essentially ones that do reading or writing, or watching a film. Even those are literally the three things that I have to do for my classes, and those are my finals. That's why they've technically already started. It's just
uh,
doing my papers.
it's
And
always happened reading.
yeah, it's always been reading and writing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, what's your music final looking like? Or like, do you have finals for music class?
Dude. Oh, the one I took today was oral skill.
Oh no.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, I got whiplash in the middle of it.
No.
Because we never had like practice that was as hard as the exam. So what happened was the first two section was melodic dictation. So he'll give us a key signature, a clef, the time signature, and then he'll play, and then we have to mark down the pitches and rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the last one, it was freaking two-part writing. I never had it in class before, and I got whiplash. Like my neck turned like 360. I was like, "Whoa, okay." Because it's okay if you don't have perfect pitch and you don't practice, like you haven't practiced something before. It's so difficult. He was playing two different notes, and then every time you have to listen to each one, the bass note and the treble note, and then try to see
Yeah.
where it moves, and you have to notate it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything else was kind of alright. I think I kind of BS the inversions if anyone understands what inversions are out there for chords, but
Yeah.
Bro, don't say
That was
that.
I
probably
mean,
gonna-
if you did really good in those, well, like at least decent in that part, I think it makes up for whatever like.
Bro, that one
tuning you
section was
had, right?
30 points. It was 30
Oh
points.
yeah. I think
Bro.
it'll be fine though. Like, what's it? I had a lot of classes where it was just
Uh-huh.
like, what's it? A lot of them like take up a percentage, but like, how do I put this? I like screwed up on a lot. Like, I would turn in shit late all the fucking time.
Bro.
Okay.
And like what's that? I think I put this in
It's like,
chat at some
okay.
point. I just got like a 95 at the end of my grade. And I'm just like, wow, this is fucking easy.
I
Imagine
see.
having a
Even though it was just like me like doing absolute bullshit on my assignments and stuff.
Guys, stop saying you do bullshit. You know that the college are probably gonna watch this.
That is, I mean, it's.
Because the funny thing is that I'm applied to both of your guys'
I mean,
colleges.
how do I put this? It's like
But they probably don't care.
it's not like bullshit and like, oh, I just put random shit on the page. It's like it is researched and done. It's just done in a way that's a little bit more quick, you know?
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah. So it's like it's not like, oh, you know, this person did this
Essaywriter.com.
and it means this and I think it means this. It's like it actually does take a lot of skill and a lot of an analytical technique to be able to bullshit like that in some ways actually.
Okay.
I'm saying this both as a flex and just actual advice. I think.
Yeah, that boys.
Sure.
If you ever struggle, just BS analysis.
No, that's not.
No.
advice.
That is not the lesson we are supposed to learn here.
Write it down, boys. Write it down.
Oh, God, that gives me so much fucking anxiety. It's just like I'm teaching a class for an internship tomorrow, and I'm just like, oh, I set up like this curriculum and everything, and then it's like they take the completely wrong lesson out of it. I'm like,
Yikes.
fuck.
Bro, you know, I want to complain about my English teacher some more. But it is Christmas, and it's funny how, like, ooh, it's supposed to be Christmas, but then all we talk about is final Sag.
I mean, that's
No,
what
it's-
it is, though.
that-
That's
It's
the
the
thing.
final barrier we need to get over before we make
Yeah.
it to Christmas break. Well, we
Yeah, it's like
Until
it's
the new year.
beginning of December. We're not even close to thinking about Christmas right now. We're
Yeah.
thinking about our fucking finals
Uh,
and how to escape this hellscape.
and then
Dude,
last year.
I did a Chad move. I signed up
Oh.
for the first time slot for my final.
Oh
Oh.
my god! Wow, you.
I
brave,
looked
brave
at it
man.
and it was like, what is it? The earliest spot was like 11:45. The latest was like 5 p.m. I'm like, I'm not waiting around this long. I'm just gonna get it over with.
Yeah, the
Just be
anxiety.
First person in.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, first
I was-
person, has the advantage of like, not really going off of someone else.
Yeah,
So, that's what I
Oh,
hope
I
for.
will say as well, regarding like a Christmas topic in this particular podcast, we've done a Christmas topic already.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
in a way, this is just us mixing it up. I feel like we talked a lot about Christmas last time as well. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know if we were able to talk about it more.
yeah, we talked
What did we
about
say
Christmas
last time?
parties. Christmas
Yeah,
parties.
remember like for Christmas parties and Vietnamese Christmas
Oh
parties and
shoot!
stuff.
I mean, we can always. Okay, so what happened over Thanksgiving break? We didn't talk about this.
Oh,
We
that's true. We did not talk about
we
Thanksgiving.
we went on a Grand Theft Auto.
Don't say that.
I'm
Don't
kidding.
say
I'm
that.
kidding. We took my car and then we drove around to each of our friends with cards we made.
And robbed them.
No, well technically they offered us food. It was an
Yeah,
offering
it was.
for
It's
peace.
surprising how many times we got offered food.
Yeah.
People are so like our friends like households are so hospitable. It's nice.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
And
really
we all
thankful for
came
that.
in, and then that was the first time we saw Jacob for in a while.
Yeah,
Holy-
we saw
Hannah
a
too.
lot of
Hannah.
people for the first time in person in a
Mm.
while. It was
Yeah.
nice to see them again. And I kind of hope for the same effect for Christmas too. I guess this is a way to connect it, right? Just talking about
Yeah.
the people we cherish in
I mean, the funny
Christmas.
thing,
To be
right?
a little corny, but
Yeah. The funny thing is that like
Wow.
we give thanks on Thanksgiving, but then we also give thanks on Christmas, which is not a bad thing, but it's
Yeah,
just funny in a
yeah.
way.
It's just an extension in a way.
It's just a better it's just a
It's just a better version of
it's a global
Thanksgiving.
version of Thanksgiving.
I mean, it's a straight upgrade, right? You get presents, you give people presents. Uh, what's it? It's more relevant to the world standpoint.
It's just
You
a
know?
buffed up Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing
exactly.
is, a lot of times they do Christmas really well, or the nations that are actually, well, Christian, because that's where it all originate. I've
Yeah,
heard, like, if you go to any, like, especially, like, Southeast Asia or, like, East Asia, they do have the whole Christmas thing
Yeah.
because it is very marketable, but the atmosphere is definitely not there compared to the States.
Mm,
Like,
yeah,
it is
yeah.
100%.
very,
Or in
yeah.
comparison to like say the like, you know, how do
Rome?
I put it?
Question mark?
Yeah, like Rome or like Jerusalem or something, right? Like the way they celebrate Christmas is kind of insane and actually really interesting and turns religion almost like properly into a culture, you know?
I mean, it is a culture. I mean, the
I mean,
majority
yeah,
of
it
the
is.
world.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like usually we kind of
No, I get what you
we
mean.
tend to separate culture and like religion to a
Did
degree.
To a degree, but then we realized that it is part of
Yeah,
religion. Is part of
it could be
culture.
very well tied to um what's it? People's identities and
I mean,
did
I always
that's a
get
nice thing to celebrate.
holy
I
shit.
always get super hyped about it because it was such a. As soon as Thanksgiving's done, they turn on the Christmas music as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think people even start before even before Thanksgiving starts, with Pandora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, okay,
That's
okay.
I
amazing.
don't.
I've been dying. Oh, I haven't been dying to say this, but ever since the topic of religion came up, dude, holy shit. This is such a weird thing. And I don't mean this to be controversial to anyone.
Oh God.
This is just my opinion. I don't think it's controversial, but
All right.
we'll see how it is. But
Alright.
my teacher, she said that or we're talking about, I don't know why, but she started talking about psychology in like Shakespeare things, in Macbeth, and how like, oh wow, look at the like we're gonna learn about the psychology and this is what this class is about. And to me, it's like, okay, yeah, but it's also like we can't really. I feel like that's hard to do in an English class.
It depends on the subject you're going for,
Definitely.
as well
Like
as
it,
how much
Yeah.
evidence you could interpret from it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We did a very similar thing for an anime I'm sure many people know of, Evangelion. And we looked at, and apparently there's a lot of analysis out there trying to look into the, basically psychoanalyzing the director of Evangelion because he was going through like a depressive state.
Mm.
So it's like super, that in a way is really interesting, and I'm sure there are ways to analyze and show that. But if you're psychoanalyzing, say, like fictional characters, it's like that tends to go more into analysis rather than psychology, if you get what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, like, of course, like you can like, there are psychologies behind characters, right? Fictional
Yes,
characters, because,
absolutely.
but like, I don't know.
Especially
I
if
just
that's
feel
like
like
the
this
main
is so
focus.
weird, right? And like going into this, right?
Mhm.
Our lesson that we're supposed to learn for Act One of Macbeth, right, is about supernatural and superstition, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if you guys will connect the dots, but she brought up supernatural, right? And she also brought up
Uh-huh.
the question, is religion supernatural?
Oh,
A time
yeah.
old question.
Dude, okay,
Oh,
okay, okay.
The
no.
old time question.
Like, okay, here's my opinion on it, right? All right, it's
Yeah.
not really my. Okay, I think
This is not. I thought this would be more controversial.
no, no, no.
This is not. This
It's
is
not
not at
It's
all.
not
controversial, but
controversial, but it's
I really
more
feel
like
like.
It's been
Oh, yeah, sorry,
repeated
yeah.
too many times at this point.
yeah.
That's the thing.
And dude, I hate the way she says it. Like, cause I feel like she's just
It could have been worded better. It definitely has the what is it? The connotation of like, yo, this is fairy tale when you refer to supernatural. Well, not in a sense. Well, go on,
But
go on.
okay, so I'll say my opinion, right? And
Uh,
I okay, on like a definition standpoint, supernatural is like something that's like not of this world. Not natural, not
Say not
natural.
natural.
That's the better word. Not natural, right? And so you could say that God is not natural, right? For
Right,
because and that's what we believe in religion, Catholic. You know what I'm saying. um,
Kevin is great.
and so
Fair.
probably by
That's
definition, you could say
Uh-huh.
it's supernatural, right? But I like to
Right.
believe, and I think what we said is that like religion is sort of a culture, right? As well,
Mhm.
it's a belief. It's kind of like a faith that people like to follow.
Mhm.
And so I don't
And then- mhm.
did that.
But no, I was
Fuck,
about to
I
say
hear a
like
car, but whatever.
what?
But
Oh.
did I hear a car outside? I thought my mic picked it up, but I don't think it is. But so that's why for me it's like so weird, right? And the way my teacher said it is like, well, religion believes in God, so you know, it could be supernatural, but I don't know. And I hate how she says it. I hate how she says it. You know what I
Because it's
mean?
not asserting it. Because she's trying to be ambiguous about it in a way, in an
Yeah,
attempt to almost
not
be, I
offend
guess,
anyone.
yeah, try to not stir the pot, even though it's not a pot
Stirring the
even worth
pot that much.
stirring, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Here's the thing about religion and the idea of the supernatural. The two are inextricably connected to each other.
Mm.
Everything that is supernatural, aliens, dragons, magic, whatever, they sprout from religion, culturally speaking.
Mm.
So it's not the sense that they are separate entities. You know, they've always been interconnected. So
Uh.
it's just a super obvious and irrelevant question, I think.
Yeah.
It's just a bad focus because it's so obvious. It's so easy to discern. In my opinion, as someone who who has studied this kind of topic so long when it comes to culture and ideas,
Yeah.
we've gone so far already from, oh, is supernatural religion? Of course it is. Everything that you know of, from Saint George slaying a dragon to like the idea of devils and succubi from the depths of hell. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
we already know that those two are connected in some way, shape, or form. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, you go even deeper into history. Roman gods, Greek gods, Egyptian gods. You know,
Yeah.
those are religions, and you know, and therefore sprout a sense of the supernatural.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Uh,
yeah.
Right,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
no,
I'm going on this rant.
no,
No,
you're good.
you're
You're
good.
good.
But it's like, but to continue onward as well, it's interesting because this is something I also believe in, where you go on different wavelengths from. If you look at it basically, you'll somehow see like you'll eventually. Well, how do I put this? When you study something long enough, you'll eventually cycle back to where you started, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the idea that like, you know, as religious people, we believe God is nature. in a sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So God made everything natural. So I so it's funny. I talked about how the supernatural and religion are inextricably connected, but studying it and analyzing it for so long and thinking about it, you'll eventually come back to the idea of what we believe in,
Right.
and that is God is also natural.
Hmm.
So a more interesting discussion, I think, in my opinion, is or an observation, I should say, is that the idea of religion treads the line between supernatural and natural
Oh, okay.
because it explains things that are natural while using a supernatural lens.
Hmm.
Mm.
And I think that is ultimately way more interesting to think about and to already establish
Hmm.
uh, a mindset in. I don't. I said a lot there, so I hope I haven't taken too much.
I mean,
Like,
no, you're fine.
thought
I
out.
really do feel like
Yeah.
a better question to ask, though, than is religion supernatural, is why people choose to follow the religion. At least in that question, there's more a sense of, like, uh, actually understanding the culture and
Yeah.
how it's
Yeah,
developed,
understanding
and
cultures, understanding people and how they think.
understanding
Hmm.
their way of life, and, like, sometimes religion just gives people the hope or the
Yeah.
drive and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need. And if the religion works for them and it doesn't hurt anyone else, go for it by all means.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like what I hate about the question, and of course, like she can't really ask like these better questions because she has to relate to like Macbeth and how they use supernatural, right? But like,
yeah.
Right.
but
She was
it's-
already going with the stretch when the moment she said religion and Macbeth in the same sentence.
oh well.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the thing it's like weird because it was like a trickle down where like Macbeth has supernatural and this theme of supernatural, and then she brought up that question. But
That's a lot of trickle
Yeah, that's a
down.
lot of that's a lot of roots going down. I mean,
y-
you can study it.
yeah,
People probably have studied it, but on a high school level, it's
it, it,
you can't take it shallow. You have to take it so much deeper.
yeah, and this is why I hate, right, and why I just don't think this class is just good in general is because like she's telling us to be psychoanalogical people in an English class
Mm,
on Shakespeare that was from the
yeah.
1600s. I don't give a shit about the 1600s. I'm sorry, right? Of course, like that doesn't mean I don't. Okay, 1600s as in things have changed, right? Things have changed,
Yeah.
and I think it's more important to be analytical of newer things because that shows more of what people believe in nowadays and what people think about nowadays, right?
Mm,
Of course,
yeah, I agree.
it's good to understand what people would think back then, but I think for me,
It's always
because
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I'm more of
It's
a modern
interesting to put that
person.
in the context of today. How
Mm.
people thought back then shapes how we think about that,
I
about
mean,
us today. But again, it's the
yeah.
idea of not going deeper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because like,
yeah.
you gotta connect everything to the present. I feel like, because that's what makes it relatable for us, right?
Mm.
And when we can't do
It makes
that,
it
and
relevant even.
mm,
Even yeah, it makes it relevant to how we live
Right.
and think about
Right.
subjects today.
But you know what I realized?
Mm-hmm.
That people 10 years in the future is gonna have to study the coronavirus era.
yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Probably, yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
the
it's
people in the future is gonna have it's gonna be harder for them because I remember being my history book. It was pretty thick, and then it got up to modern era, and it got super thick. Like the amount of
the
history we
modern
have now.
era is a gold mine
There's gonna be a meme
of
section because it's
understanding.
so ingrained into our culture. The whole
Yeah,
meme.
Yeah, I mean, in a youth culture, I think not so much a like maybe as we get on.
Oh no, it's definitely moving up because
Yeah, it
yeah,
is. But like as of right now,
the
it's
older
being
generation.
studied, but it's
Oh yeah,
not relevant enough. I don't think. I
it's
mean,
like it's
I
no no
mean,
yeah I
yeah,
get what you mean. I
yeah,
get
yeah,
what you mean.
because it's only in very distinct circles. I think, like
Well,
specifically the circles we belong into.
mm,
yeah, I mean, there's always that group of people that will. I mean, they're just in a different clique, and if I
Yeah,
show them like
exactly.
an
So
obscure
it's
meme, they would probably
so
just be like, "What is this?"
yeah, exactly. So there are very key nuances to how we study culture and society in that sense. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
we tend to think that a lot of things are popular and like super like big, like the latest anime or like and stuff like that.
Trend
But like you
really
think about the
goes back
context
and
of
forth, yeah.
what that means to an entire world, an entire like global network, and you realize just how insignificant it is at the moment. Until someone makes it relevant, or you
Yeah.
make it relevant, or something like that.
I mean, I think like the interesting thing, right,
Uh-huh.
is that like I think memes nowadays are like further down the line, they're going to be like the replacement for political cartoons in a way, right?
Oh yeah, I think so too.
Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
can see
yeah.
that.
So I think that's like super interesting because people are actually history teachers are gonna be like, all right, we're gonna look at this meme, and it's gonna be a picture of like Bernie Sanders, and like
I mean,
I'm asking for your
it's not
financial
just like
support.
political cartoons either. It's just like trying to be critical or trying to view
Yeah.
anything, I think.
Mhm.
Because it also goes into the idea of like what we find humor in, and then that entails what we find like significance in, right?
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
Like the whole thing about like animals being in memes all the time,
Yeah.
and it's like, what do we see from that then?
Mm.
It's really it's kind of funny because when you go into media studies like this, you just tend to take things way too fucking far sometimes.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And it is so much fun. Like, oh god, you know what? Screw the people who say like overanalyzing is a bad thing. It is so much fun to overanalyze.
Okay. I have a rebuttal for that one.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is a time when my teacher took an idea kind of too far, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I'm gonna put an assumption that you guys read Macbeth, right? Actually, no, you haven't, because you guys took
Yeah.
AP. But Macbeth is about where like there's
I
this
know of Macbeth. I will
yeah
say.
the story of like there's this guy and he kills people to become king. That story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that
It's
story.
that whole thing with like a lot of Shakespearean twists. Someone kills someone, they're like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, and then they kill themselves, and everyone starts killing themselves. And
Yeah.
Okay, so there's these like three witches, right, at the start, and they come up to like
Yes.
Macbeth, and they're like, "You're gonna be king, glory to you." And Macbeth and his friend like Banquo or whatever, they're like, "Huh? But I'm not king yet. What? Are you saying that I'm going to be king?" And stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And so my teacher came up, right, and she was like, "Okay, guys, do you guys think that the three witches are hallucinations, or do you think that they are actually real?" And to me, that's a stupid ass question, right? And like, of course, like there's probably some thought into it, right? But to me, it's the 1600s, right? And so we can't
Yeah.
really, discreetly say, or not discreetly, but directly say that they're real, they're not real, right?
Hmm.
And so and I think the point of the witches aren't really for us, right? In the modern day, they're not. The question isn't about whether they're real or whether they're not, but it's what they represent, right?
oh yeah,
And I think that's the main question. Right? Like like what's a better question, right? What do the witches represent, or do you think the witches are a figment of Macbeth's imagination or not? Like that doesn't like it doesn't give you depth of what the media of what Shakespeare wanted to say.
Mm. I,
While seeing what they represent is more of this is what this means, and this is how Shakespeare, or this is how we interpret this nowadays, right? And
mhm.
the funny thing, I said this, right, and my teacher came over to our group, and she was just like, "Oh wow, that's a good idea." And then she came over, and then she was like going over to people and asking what people thought, right? Like sharing as a class, right? And she was like,
uh-huh.
this group really juggled my English teacher bone. And I'm like, yeah, no dipshit, because this is fucking
Uncle.
English class. You're asking a dumb question, and we're actually asking the real ones. That's the funniest shit ever.
I think I will say though, I have a rebuttal to your rebuttal
Mm
though.
mm
That's
mm
the
mm.
thing. And it goes back, it always goes back to the idea of not going far
Mm.
she was asking about if they are a figment of the imagination, right?
Yeah.
And you say that's a boring question. I think it is too. I think it's a dog shit question.
Yeah.
but but you can go deeper with it, because when you say, for example, yeah, I mean, you could say yes, but I'm for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna say no to this. I don't think that they're figments of the imagination, right?
Yeah.
And when you say that, and when you start to overanalyze and really think about that, then you start to think, okay, why don't I think they are figments of the imagination? What narrative aspects of Macbeth show this to us? And this goes into your idea of representation, if that's the case as well. So these things kind of connect, I think. It's just that you need to find more points to connect them to.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's always good to ask questions and just to keep digging deeper, I think. Because then it allows you to understand things and understand media more, and in very, very nuanced ways. Because, like, again, going back, right, the figment of the imagination, no, it then goes into representations, as well as what you can find in the stories and the narrative elements that tell you this, but also relate that to how we see narrative elements today. You know, because maybe someone said, yes, I think they are figments of the imagination because this, and then you could have a conversation and then see if you could have interesting ideas about what Macbeth relates to both then and now.
Yeah.
And how it shapes that understanding through the ages, you know? So yeah, analytical, how to analyze, boys.
Yeah, I guess I just hate my teacher so much that, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
it
I
fogs me.
understand that. I hate your what you said. I hate your teacher as well.
Yeah.
But...
And like again, it's also like I also believe that like she's that type, because I talked to you about this like off the podcast about how I just hate my teacher and how she's that type of person that doesn't take it too far, or is the person that takes it far but not far enough. You know, that it just makes it feel like so wishy-washy. It's just like it's just worthless information.
I feel that. I get that. I totally get that.
So
like,
yeah.
I mean, look at how I view Girls of Panzer, and you know exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
No one takes anime far enough sometimes, especially when they kind of merit it to some to a degree.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I just kind of hate because I know some answers of my peers, no flack to them, right? But someone said that he had like a mental disability or whatever, which could be true, right? But like to me, I just feel like because we haven't read enough, right? I feel like you're just kind of like shoving down traits that this character should have to force your interpretation, and I don't like that because like, you know, writers wrote a story the way they did because that's how they want to interpret a certain thing, and whether that's good or bad is, you know, up to you to decide. But for you to like, you know, it's like shipping communities trying to force their shipping.
So yeah, I think it's almost worse in a way because you're trying to diagnose a character without actually knowing if it's true or not. You know?
Yeah.
It's like calling someone like what's it, medically retarded, and it's like, well, what if they're not? Then it looks really bad, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, again, it's not to flack any of my peers because I know they don't mean that, right? But like what I'm saying is that like some people could interpret it that way, and that's why I don't like this question and how you're asking high school students to answer that, you know, because we're not qualified to just yet, or maybe I am, no, but you know, there's some people in that class just don't care, and I think some people need to understand that like this is not for everyone. Analyzing literature is definitely not for everyone.
And it sometimes forces you to go into very, very sensitive topics, I think. That's another thing that people often don't think about when it comes to media. Just how sensitive you need to be with it. Because you will, when you go into film, when you go into social media or any kind of work, you will see just how racist and religiously intolerant people can be sometimes, or sexist even. It it's a rabbit hole.
It's Hollywood, dude. Oh, I mean, I was just listening to you guys talk back and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah.
but
So, yeah.
I mean,
Please.
I mean, to be honest, like going back to the comment about those who kind of analyze mental illness for the characters, I definitely feel like when you can't. Well, obviously we're not psychologists, but at the same time, we do. If we're educated enough in the subject, we can begin to understand,
Yeah, yeah,
and not in a
100%.
professional sense. And to be honest, like one thing I actually found out. Do you guys remember watching Man Called Uwe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like a
Oh yes, yes.
really good Swedish
Hell
film. Like,
yeah,
oh my,
my
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
dude!
what a good film.
Like after watching it a second time with one of my friend who has a brother who's on the spectrum, she was like, "Does Uwe have Asperger's?" And I was like,
Mm.
"Holy crap! Wait, it makes sense." He gets frustrated when his routine is messed up. He has a certain way he wants to do things because he
Yeah.
feels
Right.
better when he does it.
Yeah.
The way he's like, he's not because people obviously I'm not a professional, so
Yeah.
anything I say take it with a grain of salt. But
Yeah.
a lot of times, like when people talk about people on the spectrum, um, they're just like us. It's just like their brain just works differently, and it's just how
Yeah, right. They interpret information.
they interpret. They take in
Yeah.
information differently. They can be overwhelmed with too many sensors at the moment,
Mhm.
like wherever they are.
Yeah.
There's so much to understand on the spectrum, and I'm not educated enough to truly dive into that.
Yeah.
But like, when my friend told me that she made that comment, and I like appreciate the film to a whole other level.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
there's always people who work in my phone.
Yeah.
My bad. But wait, do you guys hear it or not?
No, you're fine.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
I have
Yeah.
noise cancellation on. It's
Yeah.
so good. But working that into the film, like, I was like, oh, it just makes sense. A
Yeah.
lot of people sometimes they throw in mental. You look at all the I don't know Wattpad stuff. People like oh my
Yeah,
god, all the
yeah,
edgy
yeah.
writing, they throw it on the character. It's like mix and match Build-A-Bear Workshop with mental illness
Yeah.
over here. And I'm like,
Mm.
you're basically downplaying like mental
Yeah,
illness of
100%. Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
So the fact that a man called Uwe has never went out in the movie to say he's on the spectrum of any sort.
Yeah.
Like I don't even maybe the book talks about it. I haven't read the book, but I watched. But like possibly being understanding that he could be on the spectrum and then suddenly appreciating the actors more, appreciating the writing more, and being like, that actually makes sense. Of
Yeah.
why he did that and why he
Mhm.
reacted that way. And I'm like, oh my god, it's just gives a whole new light to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
I do think that like with that, I do have to like specify that
yeah.
like because we haven't read enough of for me personally, I don't think we've read enough of Macbeth to like clarify or to say a certain thing about the characters just yet. You know,
Mhm.
like we were okay. We read the first act, right? But like I just like there just needs to be more evidence for someone to claim that, and I think again that means that we need longer conversations about it so that like we
Mhm.
can get the full story of why this person thinks this and this, right? But again, it was just a warm up question, and I just didn't think it was worth like 5 minutes of
No,
conversation.
definitely because Macbeth only gets shit only hits the fan when it gets to like the final act where everything goes to like like
Yeah.
I
I
haven't
swear
read
it gets
Macbeth,
good at
but I
episode
know
5, guys.
dude, no, it's so everything just
Oh dear.
everything goes out of control. Like because I've seen a play on it, but I never actually read it, so obviously I don't have a full idea of
Yeah.
like in fact detail.
It's
But
probably better if you've seen it performed, actually.
yeah, because you kind of understand everything. You're like, oh dang, okay, that's a
Yeah.
lot of drama for one family. But
Yeah.
One
but no,
crazy
at that
family.
point, I feel like because afterward, because I did a way back in 10th grade, we did Julius Caesar and
Ugh.
the whole idea with hubris, and it was actually interesting how my teacher approached it, and like how
Yeah.
it got to the end, and then we like did a whole thing on like Brutus like tragic hero model. You know, he had the qualities of a hero. It's just didn't work out to him.
Just
You
unlucky.
got-
Go
you
next.
got-
He just got unlucky.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah,
the-
no,
the-
seriously,
he
though.
fucking
Yeah,
read
yeah.
it and it was just death.
Okay, no, seriously though. Like, I mean, my teacher made it super fun because we got to act out the scenes, like, especially
Yeah.
where I was Julius Caesar and I got to be stabbed like 28 times. But
Are you
no,
masochist?
seriously though, who kills someone? Because in the spoilers.
Spoiler for fucking
By the way,
Julius Caesar. We
by the
know
way,
what
guys.
happened.
By the way, guys, spoilers. Julius Caesar dies.
Whoa.
But basically they kill him and then they soak their hand in his blood and they parade around the city like that. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah, that's so metal.
Dude,
So
yeah,
metal,
it's
but
1600s, bro. I'm saying.
Shakespeare's on something, dude. I swear.
LSD?
I want what he's having.
I don't know about that one, Brian. please don't like make an anime where they fucking kill people for fun, for no reason. Okay,
for
well,
fun.
okay, well,
Well.
that's not what I mean, guys. I don't mean to
Alright,
downplay
guys,
Shakespeare.
anyways.
Let's just scrap what I just said. I don't mean to downplay anything that I wrote, even though I might hate it. Okay. Not what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
Not
he is a genius of the English language. He coined so many terms that we
Exactly.
True, yeah. I mean,
It's Shakespeare.
one of my favorite phrases from is hoisted by his own petard, and that's a Shakespeare line. It's such a
Shakespeare's
good one
on
as well.
something.
yeah.
I saw he was on the good stuff. He's just like, let's put these words together and see what happens.
Boom. Yeah,
It
but
worked.
like as much as like we might hate his story nowadays, again, it still has prevalence to today, and we just gotta appreciate some of those things sometimes.
Don't have what he's having.
Yeah, don't do drugs, guys. If he did drugs,
And don't get into gang fights, basically. And don't kill.
yeah, don't kill
The
people.
whole thing.
Yeah, if you.
Don't have a
But,
friend named Banquo or Macbeth.
Bruh.
They will kill you.
But to whiplash you guys because we've been
Ooh.
on this subject for kind of long. Christmas coming up. Any plans?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, nice. All right, that's it.
You
Hey.
know our plans. We have so many. That's the thing.
No,
we
yeah,
literally
no.
talked about how busy we're gonna be this December because of
Dude,
Christmas.
Dude, I bought a planner near the end of November just so I could plan out next year.
I don't know why planners don't work with me.
Really?
buy a
I don't.
planner,
They don't
I
work for me either.
They
I
sit
can't.
there in the corner, like everything's up in my head, like everything I have noted, and if I don't remember it,
It wasn't worth remembering.
no, it was probably worth remembering. It's just my
Yeah.
brain just like it deleted it.
Oh,
What I do. What's it? I just have a notepad and just list everything I need to do.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just look at it and I'm just like, because it helps. Okay, it does two things. Firstly, it lets me go like that, and then secondly, it lets me say, you know what? It's actually not that bad when I look at it just like words.
Yeah, you start
Yeah.
seeing everything cross out, and you're like, okay, it.
Well, I don't know. I know Kevin has that like idea of like, oh, it feels good to check something off. I don't
It does
feel
not-
that.
it doesn't feel good
It
for
doesn't
me.
work that for me.
Shit.
For me, it doesn't work like
it's
that.
less stress when I see less things on the list. Definitely, it's like me when I opened up all my sources, and then after I get through one of them, I exit out. Okay, I
It
have.
just feels
four
like
left
I
to
just
go
cut
through.
something, like cut a piece of paper, a slip of paper, and just threw it out in the trash. That's all I did. I don't feel any anything.
You don't
else.
feel like
Okay.
sheesh.
I don't. I really
No, I think
don't.
that's you, Kevin.
Because like there's always something left on there, and I just like, I just quit, don't save, whatever.
Quit, don't
No.
say.
Bro.
That's the difference between you and me, Brian. I save my progress.
Between me and you sit while I'm
I
out
mean,
here
what's
making
it?
moves.
I mean, my methods are not. The thing is, the way I work isn't methodical at all. It's in like quick bursts.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Unorthodox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how I work? Procrastination every 15 minutes. In fact, I'm gonna leave right now.
You're not special on everyone procrastinating. Oh no, he's gone.
Oh, he actually got.
But yeah,
No, he's
honestly,
not, right?
okay, to be honest, I'm gonna be totally transparent, right? I actually do list things, right? Because that just helps me, right?
Yeah.
And for me, you don't like. I don't know what you guys think a planner does for you, right? Oh my god, he turned on his cam and his chair's gone. It's like that meme where you're just like and then you disappear.
Yeah.
But
Actually.
but it's I honestly only have a planner because it has set dates or it has like days, so it has like December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, right? And so I can say like, okay, this is due this day, right? And this is due that day. And so it's basically just a glorified list. I could have just bought a calendar and been fine, but I bought a planner because I thought it'd be cool.
Mm.
You know,
skip with the kids now. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, but speaking of the plans, I guess for December, just to get back on track with, I guess Christmas. It's like, I mean, what's it? I guess I might as well just like reveal it. It's not like a lot of people are gonna like watch this podcast.
Whoa! Brian, you never know. 100 views.
That's true. That's
Let's
true.
go. Let's go.
I mean, but in any sense, what's it? I'm playing basically a Girls and Panzer analysis.
What?
Because what's it? Because two reasons. Firstly, because I feel like I have enough understanding of Girls and Panzer to be able to talk about what I want to talk about. Secondly, the movie's coming out this Christmas, at least, to my understanding. So I thought, you know what? It'd be a good celebration of its release, and also people will probably be like, "Ooh, me look at YouTube for Girls and Panzer content."
Monkey. That's not how they are.
Yeah,
Because then you would be a monkey.
They're not. No, they're what's it? A lot of them are World War II veterans. So.
Monkey?
But,
They're gonna be watching our channel? Uh-oh.
Oh dear, yeah. That terrifies me.
No way. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
What's it? I mean, that's the thing that's taking a lot of my... Well, is supposed to be going to be taking up a lot of my time in theory and probably in practice. Because it's like at least 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did you
Are
know?
you gonna do like a part 1, part 2, or are you gonna do it in one fell swoop?
One fell swoop, bro.
You want me to edit it? Just kidding. I can edit like some of it if I'm free.
Yeah, I'll
Wow,
probably ask you
editing.
to help edit some.
You have enough footage for that from World Tanks.
Well, that's what I'm gonna be working on after I do my script.
You know, let's go to the other side. What do we not have planned for the winter break?
Meet up with friends.
What? That's texting, bro.
I mean, we don't have it planned. Am I wrong?
No, we never have anything planned as this friend group.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just kind of a drop of the hat, isn't it?
Wait, shoot! I realized I have church.
Alright.
Oh, like
Don't worry, we
soon?
hit like the 50-minute mark.
Yeah.
So,
we can.
Bro,
end it
this is
fairly
so
soon
scuffed.
after-
The viewers are just listening to us. We're like, all right, guys.
oh shit, we gotta
this
go.
Yeah.
Don't worry, me and
Yeah,
Brian
yeah,
we can end it off.
I mean, we literally contextualized this entire like podcast by saying we're all
Yeah.
busy. You know.
And that's a
It's
pain.
not- yeah,
Savage.
it is a pain.
Just do the outro. Yeah.
Alright,
just-
guys. Thanks for listening. You know, Ikigai is the reason for being. The reason for being is that the fact that this is such an abrupt ending to this podcast that you guys still listening to it. Obviously, we are very scuffed right now.
We need
No
God
plan,
right now.
winging it. No, oh, shut up. Okay, so my name is On, and I'm signing off.
My name's Brian. Signing out.
I'm full of stress and I'm signing out.
Okay.
Bye. I am so sorry,
See you
guys.
guys. Take care.
Take care.
Peace out, everyone. We
Push
should have
it.
said well, I guess Happy Holidays.
All right, let's record a quick one.
All right.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Record something so we can add it like 50 seconds after, or like 30 seconds.
All right.
All right, just let me know when you.
Happy holidays.
Happy Holidays. everyone.
Okay, yeah. So basically, this is scuffed. All right, happy holidays, guys. Take care. Have fun with the family. Stay safe. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yeah.
Guys, wait, I didn't record that.
Bruh.
Did you actually not?
No, I am. I still have it on.
Oh, okay. Happy
Shit
Holidays.
show, just like this December.
Yep.